Brethren, you are all welcome once again to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the story of Hannah. I know most of us are used to it, but we still have to talk about it. A woman in the Bible called Hannah. The story of Hannah is found in the book of 1 Samuel 1 and 2. She was loved by her husband Elkanah. She was a good woman, but the Lord has closed her womb. Being childless, she doesn't have a child. She doesn't have a child of her own, and she was mocked by her co-wife. She was mocked by people around her, but she prayed to God. She kept praying. She prayed to God, and do you know what? Something that is so special about this woman. Someone that did not have a child, that is praying for a child, for God to bless her with even one child. And she still vowed to God that if he would give her a son, she would give him back. How many of us can do it in our society today? How many people can ask God for a child and still tell God that they will give that child back to him? That the son is going to serve God all the days of his life. Just like the priests we have today. Many people don't allow their children to go into priesthood again because they want grandchildren. But this woman, Hannah, she doesn't have a child. And as she's praying for God to bless her with a child, just because of the love she has for God, she still told God that she will give back the child to him. This is faith. And do you know the meaning of her name? Hannah. It means grace. It means grace. Her name means the grace of God, the mercy of God. So, Hannah, that was infertile, people call her barren because she was infertile. She was unable to bear her own children. And she struggled to find self-worth. You know, it did not start today. In any society, if you see a woman without a child, she's really passing through a lot. It's not easy to be married without kids. May God never allow us to witness such, and may our children never witness such, because it's not an easy one. If you see any woman anywhere that have not bear a child after marriage for years, don't follow people to mock her. Do not mock her, do not laugh her, because what she's passing through within her, inside her, is even more than what that mock will do to her. But in the case of Hannah, she struggled to find self-worth. But yet, through faith in God, she becomes the mother of Samuel, the great prophet. Because she have faith, she have belief that one day this God will give her a child. And do you know what? She became the mother of not just a son, not just a child, but the mother of prophet Samuel. And the prophet Samuel, he was the one that anoints the first king of Israel, that child of Hannah. Hannah that people laughed at, that was infertile, that could not bear a child. At the end, she became the mother of the prophet that anointed the first king of Israel. And Samuel also anoints the greatest of them all, which is King David. So, this God is so great. Once you have your faith, you put your faith in God. Once you believe in him, what he will do for you will surprise your enemies. The kind of blessing he will give to you, your enemies will see it and be like, wow. So we should all have faith. We should all put our faith in the Lord, because the God Almighty can do that which is impossible. He can make it to become possible. He can grant our heart desires. And when you are begging God for something, be careful how you do promises. Be careful. Some of you will just, because you need something from God and you will promise something that you know will be so hard for you to give out. Hannah promised God to give her a child, and in return, she will still give back the boy. And she kept to her promises. Do you know that many mothers today will not keep to that promise? Many people have promised God to give them sons that that the child will become a reverend father. But at the end, if that child wants to go into priesthood, is that mother that will still say, no, I want a grandchild. So it takes the grace of God for you to keep your promises. So if you want to promise God anything, bear it in mind that our God is not a man. You are not dealing with a man. You are dealing with supreme being, a superior. You are dealing with someone that created you, that knows everything about you. So it is better not to promise at all than to promise God and fail. So let's learn from other people's mistake. But we thank God, learning from Hannah, she did not make a mistake. She kept to her own promise. We should also learn how to keep promises. Thank you, child of God, for joining me on today's talk. This is Bible Stories and Powerful Prayers channel. If you are seeing me for the first time, please do well to subscribe to this channel for more powerful Bible stories and powerful prayers. May God bless you all. You will not go back the same after listening to this message. Walk with faith, and God will surprise your enemies. Thank you all.